We're in June already, halfway through the year. Was I asleep all this time? It went flying for me. Excuse my voice, I'm sick. But my goal for this year was 50 books, and so far I have read 18. According to Goodreads, I'm like 4 books behind schedule.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Lord help me. For a time this year, I had a really bad reading slump. Like I couldn't get myself to read anything. Nothing stuck. Nothing caught my attention. I was just like crying. It's not because I didn't have time. I had plenty of time since I was unemployed, but I had plenty of time and I just couldn't find the motivation to read. I couldn't find the will in me. This has been changing, thank God, because I miss reading so much and I miss enjoying it. It's not as simple as just, well, let me just force myself to read. It turns to something that's not enjoyable, so it just makes you not like reading. But I do want to talk about a few books that I have read this far, and we're gonna start strong with the best books. These are not ranked, but it's the top 3 so far. The first one is the Caraval series. It was so good. Like, people said that I wouldn't like the first book as much as the other 2. To me, it was a bit of the opposite. I like the first 2 books better than the last one. The last one just felt a little rushed, to be honest. It was still a really good series, and I can't wait to read Once Upon a Broken Heart. It still is in my TBR for this year. I just hope I make it, but so I think how I can describe Caraval for someone that never read it is just a lot of fantasy, there's a lot of romance, there's a lot of mystery, there is a bit of betrayal too. Good plot twists. The second one was Powerless. I have a vlog on Powerless, so it's gonna be right here. I think this is the corner. It was so good. It was so heartbreakingly good. It made me cry at the end and somewhere in the middle towards the end. I think it's gonna be like a trilogy. Can't wait to read all of them. And the second book is almost out. I think it's gonna be out in July. Oh my gosh, so excited. But for Powerless, I think we can say enemies to sort of lovers. And then we can say betrayal, fantasy, a lot of fantasy, strong female main character, we love that, and a very snarky, kind of a bad guy, kind of not love interest. Need I say more? Lastly, surprisingly, 1984, but the newer version that's acted by Andrew Garfield and some other people. Sorry, I just read because of Andrew Garfield, sorry. But that was really, really good. It was very sad. I don't know the story of 1984. I went to read this with like 0 to no context. I just knew it was very dystopian. Not a very happy ending. In fact, not at all a happy ending. But honestly, I'm really glad that I read this or listened to it. It got me so into the events and what was happening. I almost blacked out and just could see the people and everything that was happening. It was very trippy, but so good. Now, the worst books of the year so far. I only have 2, which is a good thing. The first one I haven't even finished yet, but it's Filthy Rich Vampires for Eternity. It's the last book of the series and it's so boring. Oh my gosh. I am trying really hard to like this book. Like, I like the first and the second, maybe a little bit of the third book, but the fourth one, she was pushing it. This could have been just 3 very concise and very nice books, but no. Yeah, the fourth one, I'm almost DNFing. I never DNF books. Never. It's really hard. The book has to be like the worst piece of literature ever for me to DNF, and I am considering it because I think like nothing happened and we're like 24% in. Please let this end. And the second book that was the worst was Fire Night. I think I talked about it in my February reads. It was just the last novella in the Devil's Night series. Don't know why that book exists. Seriously, it adds nothing to the story. I finished it and I was like, I can't believe I just wasted my time reading this. Yeah. But on a more positive note to end the video, what's on my TBR for the rest of the year, at least like the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least the top 7 books that I could think of was Lightlark. I heard that it's very similar to the Hunger Games concept. Very interested, and it's the book of the month on my Discord server. I am very excited to read Everything I Know About Love. It's quite popular, and I've been trying to read more non-fictional books just because I want to actually learn more about life itself, I think I can just say. And on that same note, Storyworthy is just about storytelling. I love storytelling, so guess I'm gonna read a book about it. Another one that I'm very excited to read is The Night Circus. People say that that is Caraval but good. First of all, the insult. Second of all, if Caraval was that good to me, I'm excited. Count me in. Say less. Throne of Glass. If I do not read this, I'm very, very sure my friend will kill me. And I just read The Assassin's Blade. My friend recommended to me to read it first. I know there's a lot of controversy around this, but like, I don't like the main characters. I did not like Sam. I did not like Selena. I did not like anyone. But since I love Avatar, I am gonna give it a fair shot. The next one is Just for the Summer. I saw Steph recommending it on TikTok because she was talking about how well that person represented her love language, which is acts of service. And that is my love language. So I was like, count me in. I'm so excited. I really want to read this book. And the last is the Bridgerton series, but just because I'm so hyped for the part 2 of Bridgerton. I never know how to say this, but I really wanted to read the books just to kind of give myself some extra context, and I'm honestly just curious because I never even wanted to read the books because it's such a long series. But those were my half of the year updates. I'm really excited for the rest of this year. I really want to read more, and I want to catch up to my reading goal because like 50 was a very ambitious thing for me, but since I did that last year, my goal for last year was 25 books and I ended up reading 50. So I was like, maybe I just set the goal for 50 this year. It's half the year and I'm not even halfway through. I'm scared. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!